So after 1 week of being here, you guys, I am finally open. Before I start the discussion, please make sure you subscribe and bell the Robert Loyale channel so you know when new content comes out. I offer amazing advice and tutorials as well as live stream Photoshop and Illustrator courses. And if you want to be a part of that, make sure you're first in line. And don't forget to smash the like button if you typically learn something today. That means that I'm actually open for commissions and stuff like that. You guys have been asking me since, I don't know, maybe day one of my channel, can I make t-shirt designs for you? And I actually don't mind doing it. But at the time, I was really like into work and stuff like that. Like I just started my channel and I really didn't have time to actually sit back and make a whole lot of client designs and stuff like that. But now I do. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about that and how the interaction is going to go. Now, I did have a website. I took the website down because the website was a little bit more about me being a graphic designer and a freelance creative service, which is cool, but I wanted that to be a little bit more on the t-shirt design, shirt design kind of thing. So what I did was I took that down and I started redoing it. And that shall be up. That shall be up before the end of the month. I'm actually putting that together. But what will happen is once that gets done, you guys will be able to contact me there. The interaction is just kind of sped up when you do it from the internet versus if we're doing it from like Facebook and Twitter where I have to take your phone number and call you. Now, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about that. So here's a few things that you guys should think about when you actually hit me up. The first thing you should have together is pretty much everything from like the video that I showed you from the very first one, which is how to start a t-shirt business. So you want to make sure that you have your SWOT analysis there. You want to make sure you have your targeting together because these are things I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you about. I'm going to ask you like, all right, so who are we going after? I'm going to say, at what age range are they? And I'm going to, just continue to ask more questions until I can actually get the psychology down, which is then going to convert to me having a good look and feel for it, creating that voice and tone to go along with it, which is pretty much just going to make your shirt shop more successful. So if you guys have that already done, that's something that you guys can talk to me about when we're on the phone and stuff like that. You can have that ready to go. I can then drop my invoices and stuff like that, and we can go from there. And then if you're hitting me up from my website, that will already be like a few questions that you got to answer anyway. So like, what's this, and this, and then I can get the request, and then I'll call you, and then I'll tell you, all this other stuff. So we'll be able to go from there with that. The next thing is commitment pay. So I usually tell people who hit me up about any type of design work is that half will start the project. Starting the commitment pay can get this done like quick, or you can wait. And then, it can be 2 or 3 months later down the road and we don't even have anything going yet. So I can take all the information from you that I need, but until there's a commitment pay, there's something actually being put together and put into the pocket that's saying, yeah, let's start this project, I won't be able to do anything because nobody here works for free anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the number one problem with people who are coming as a creative actually going out there for commission. A third thing I want to talk to you guys about is communication. In the past, I was kind of bad with communication and stuff like that, but now I actually have a schedule and stuff like that. So it's best to get everything out. I tell you that we're going to have something maybe 3 or 5 days later on, and that's when I will hit you up. Now, usually I talk to people around like 12 to like 5 p.m. I've noticed that a lot of people, once I give out my personal phone number, that they actually text me a lot, they actually call me a lot, and that's not all that good. I want you guys to put it in your shoes. Now, let's just say you're a designer and you're doing a service for somebody and you have like a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatnot, and you're laying with them at like 7 o'clock p.m., 8 o'clock p.m. and you're getting text messages from a client who just doesn't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like after business hours, they're just still texting you, they're still calling you and stuff like that, which, that's your fault because you did give out your personal phone number. But how disrespectful can that be, right? Like that's a disrespect level that gets kind of messed up and construed. And, a lot of people don't understand why they don't answer questions and stuff like that right away. But once you're on schedule for a time, when people say like, okay, I'm gonna hit you up in 5 days and then another 5 days after that, then you have to abide by that. So that's the third thing I want to talk to you guys about. Now, I actually have a fourth thing that I want to talk to you guys about, but I'm going to say that for the next video because this one includes like deliveries and what you guys need to actually get your shirts printed and stuff like that. So I'm going to wait for that one, but in its place, I'm going to give you a bonus right now, which is more about what I give you guys when it comes down to it. So I give you all your deliveries, right? And I do charge for time and I do charge for the design. But the one thing that I do charge for that is going to help you guys out is the actual creative release. So after I get done creating everything for you, I have a creative release that comes off my deck that goes to you guys, that gives you guys like what, 99% of the creative rights or whatnot. So what that means is that you can make all the money that you want with it or whatnot, but I only keep like 1% to put on like my portfolio and sometimes talk about YouTube. Like at the end of the year, how I did a portfolio review for last year, I try to do the exact same thing every year. So I keep that 1% that says, all right, well, this is mine to talk about just a little bit, but I'm not going to sell it. I don't sell anybody's designs because that's not the type of person that I am. If you have it, you have it, it's yours, and you go about it. Now, there are some people who just casually want designs for like birthday parties and friends and stuff like that, and that's cool too. Not everything is about business. So I do have a separate charge for people who want things personally, but you don't get the creative release with that. You know what I'm saying? So definitely try to make sure you let me know exactly what you're using these designs for, and we can go from there. I think with any designer, and almost every designer will want to tell somebody, is just be open and honest about what you got going on. I understand that, you know, money can be an issue and stuff like that, so just have a budget, okay? I always tell people to overshoot their budget. You know, like maybe stuff won't cost like $500 to $1,000, but in some instances, you need to have that budget. Now, I know for a fact people who do logo designs and stuff like that charge anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000, all right? So that's something that you guys need to take in consideration. If you're gonna go to somebody for a logo, you really pay for quality at that point in time. You really pay for somebody's quality work and time when you're paying somebody less than $500. So kind of think about that when you approach a graphic designer for anything, to be honest with you. Anybody really, an illustrator, a graphic designer, a creative writer, anything. If you need something that you can't put together yourself, just know that you got to pay a lot of money for it. And that's going to be something that requires patience, honesty, loyalty, and all kinds of things, right? So that's just something to put out there. I know the community wants me to say this because there's a whole lot of people saying get things for cheap, get it for free out there. And that's just not how the world works. This is how people put food on their tables. This is how I put food on my table. You know what I'm saying? This is how I put gas in my car, shoes on my feet, shirts on my back, products in my hair. This is just what I do, you know, and this is what a lot of other people do. So respect me, respect them, respect everybody the way that you would want to be respected if you're doing it yourself. If you were a graphic designer, you wouldn't want nobody talking about, I want a $2 design. That's not going to happen. And one more thing before I go, which is kind of like just me rehashing everything. Just have some patience, all right? Like, I do give you guys a schedule. I do give you guys time to come to me and stuff like that. And you can always talk to me. You can always hit me up on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can always send me emails. But just have some time and patience. Just don't disrespect the time that I actually give you guys, allow you guys to talk to me. Because after that 5 o'clock, I'm doing my own thing and I have my own personal time. I need personal time to myself because I am a solopreneur when it comes down to this type of stuff. So just give me some time to relax and wind down, and I can actually talk to you guys on those days that I scheduled you guys to talk to me. But with that being said, you guys, I'm excited to work with you guys on things, and I hope that you guys hit me up. Make sure you follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. I'm gonna leave that in the description box below. But with that being said, I gotta get up out of here. So stay amazing, stay creative above all else, and stay awesome.